All right, Ms. Renee, we're ready.
Okay, thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Is it sharing now or no?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. So I'll bring call the March 22nd meeting to order of the Apex Public Art Committee. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining this evening. First order of business is the approval of the meeting minutes from our last meeting on February 15th. So the meeting minutes went out yesterday. And is there any questions on that, or is there someone ready to make a motion?
I motioned last month.
I make a motion about that.
All right. So there's a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Motion to approve, yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
I second, Bethany.
All right. Thank you, Bethany. We'll just say all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? And the motion carries. So minutes are approved. And now we'll move to the next item, town liaison report. So Renee, have you got anything for us today?
I don't have a lot. I just want to tell you that the different departments in the town are helping out quite a lot with the sculpture show. The operations department is working to get the concrete pads down if they haven't gotten every single one of them down so far. Marketing is working with us to I actually talked to Stacy today, and if we can figure out where we want to place some ads, she will do the ads and place them for us. And Tom, I take it you have a meeting with her.
I do. Yeah, I do this week.
Yeah. And they are well aware of what we want. And so they're all in. And also legal is working with us to do contracts or look over contracts and that. And I just think that it's really nice that we have so many different departments in the town that are working with this committee. And that's really all I have for, the staff part.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Renee. And chairperson's report, I'm going to actually just pass because it's really in the business section that we'll get to those items. So we'll roll right down here. Public comment. I know it's not really the forum for that. Hopefully, maybe in the future we're meeting live and it's easier to get public comment. But I don't know if there's anything that came in, David or Renee, that we need to address or hear on that.
Not on my part.
Okay.
Nothing I'm aware of either, Tom.
All right. Thanks. There, and I'm also very appreciative of the support from everyone. And you may see some of the framing. I saw some of the framing out for some of the pads around town, and so those will be. Looks like they'll be in kind of any day. So that's really terrific. As a reminder, there'll be 9 sculptures that'll be coming in the week of April 15th. And so by that Friday, they should all be in and installed. So hopefully, a number of you will be out and about and be able to go and see those sculptures, on their very first days and weekend out there. I'll have more information that I'll share with the team, on more specific timing, just so you're more aware of that when we get it. But we're working with the various artists to hone in on the exact time when they'll be in town installing their pieces of art. So that's good on that count. We are going to be using a a survey element to get a People's Choice Award, and we'll have that survey running for a period of time. We're not exactly sure on the period of time, but it'll be at least 4 to 6 weeks after they're installed to give people an opportunity to express their vote and their voice about which is their favorite piece. So we're looking forward to that part of the project as well. And we're also working on an app that would give us, again, great visibility to the different artwork, a lot of history and background on the work and of the artists. And so we're still working with that right now, but hoping that comes through very soon as well. So a number of things still in the hopper that we're working on here in the last couple of weeks before the show, but things are looking pretty good. Any questions on the show from anyone?
You said the date was the 18th?
By the 16th, they'll all be in.
Okay.
I think I said the week of the 15th, but yeah, I think that Friday is the 16th. They should all be installed by then. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. All right. So why don't we move to our next item then? Grants, and that's you, Ewan. Any updates or comments on that?
Sure. So I guess the last grant we decided we weren't going to follow through on, or we weren't going to chase down. And then this new one came up recently, which is an asphalt art opportunity. I think you sent that to me. Deadline is April 30th. It was launched on March 2nd. It doesn't appear to be too tough of a process. 25,000 is available, and there's going to be 20 cities selected. Of particular interest is, so you can see this paragraph here. I mean, traffic barriers, highway underpasses, utility boxes. I mean, this is all stuff that we're in, right? Crosswalks. So there's money available to do the things that we're doing right now. It seems like it's a pretty easy thing. It also comes with assistance from Street Plans, which is this group. Let me show you kind of what they're doing.
Are you sharing on screen right now?
I think I am.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
You are.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a description. This is an image of where they've worked with somebody to do a large street area. So that's an overhead view, sort of public spaces, that kind of stuff. So anyway, it seems like it would go well with what we're doing. They do want, so this is a document that is called Asphalt Art. It is in our drive under the Public Art Committee subdirectory, if anyone wants to take a look at it. So, I mean, I'll keep investigating, but we'll need to get on the ball to meet that April 30th deadline. They do want sort of tie in with the lead city agency. I guess that's David, I guess that's probably your group that would be our tie-in. And then they want a 501c3 organization to be able to put the money in, which I think we've got.
Yeah, from a tie-in perspective, that's not an issue, right? Because we are an official committee of the Parks and Rec Department, or the subcommittee of Parks and Rec Commission, and then ties right into the town. So that's pretty strong. The nonprofit portion, is that Renee, where we would CAPS would come into play, or do we have that set up directly with the town? Do you know?
I do not know what the status of the 501c3 is. To my knowledge, it did have John as he was part of it. as well as Angela was part of it. David, do you know anything
Well,
about
CAPS
it?
operates. Yeah, well, the CAPS, Citizens for Apex Parks, operates as a 501c3.
Right.
John, as a staff person, kind of oversaw that with Angela, but that is still in existence, Tom. If that's the
It still
question
is.
talking. It is. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be the connection there through Angela. So you and yeah, if you could, it's really the I guess the body of the this description of what we're looking at and that type of thing. Have you got that started, that piece?
No.
Okay. Is that something you could get initiated and then maybe circulated around amongst a few people to provide comment or input?
Yeah, I think I could probably draft something up. I do have some concern that, so looking, let me share my screen one more time real quick. So looking at the other cities that have gotten this, these are all much bigger cities than us. I mean, I guess Chattanooga is not huge, but I don't know. These are all much bigger cities than us, I feel like. So it might be a little bit of a list.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's a national thing, and it would be a long shot for anyone who's applying, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So then, just have to measure the effort versus the opportunity, right? So,
yeah, I mean, I think in that philosophy of you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
I do think it makes sense for us to go ahead and go for it. We do need to have a discussion about kind of what, if we could have $25,000 to paint hardscapes, or if we even had $5,000 to paint hardscapes, what hardscapes would we be painting? Is it manhole covers? Is it greenways? Is it utility structures? Is it crosswalks?
I don't know that we'd know. Is that something that we have to describe what the potential project is?
You don't think that we do?
No, I don't know that we know exactly what that is yet. Is that part of the application process to describe the specific project?
Yes.
Okay.
I think what I would have in mind is
this came from Shannon in planning. She's the one that kind of led us on this one, and I have a meeting with her this week to talk about it. She was talking about making a connection with the bus stops that are going to be going in.
Okay.
And doing something in and around that.
Okay.
So it seems like a pretty strong connection, again, through our planning department as well. So that kind of strengthens that, and they might be able to help us with part of the application.
Okay. I do think that helping us with our crosswalks, that piece of it, and doing something similar to kind of a hybrid of the sculpture show and the mural that we just did, right? So if we selected, say, 10 different crosswalks around town and had kind of a bid out to do those, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think we would need town council kind of buy-in.
Certainly, yeah.
To be able to do something like that.
Well, I'll provide you a little feedback after my meeting with Shannon and see where it might go from there, and then we can maybe run with a direction from that point on.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I think maybe bringing in the idea of crosswalks near those bus stops.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That might work.
That would be neat. That sounds great. By the bus stops, especially.
All right.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you. Any questions for Ewan on that or any other comments? All right, we'll roll right into the next one, the logo and branding stuff. So Ewan again with Sean this time.
Yeah, I'm mostly going to hand this off to Sean. because we didn't have a chance to link up directly, but Sean had some good ideas. And I think he's taken a look at the town documents that were circulated, and yeah, I'll just hand it off to you, Sean.
Thanks. Yeah, so we had talked, previously, I think, Tom, when you first said that there was the logo changing, we kind of had an idea of holding off and kind of getting some stuff planned. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. So once we finally got that, and I did look through the documentation, I don't remember what it was called, but the whole plan behind it, why they did everything. I looked through all that to see, what the idea was and what was going on. So can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah, we can.
Good. So I've got a few different things in here that I just kind of, put together just to have some sort of general idea. Obviously using the logo, and as much of the colors as I could. Obviously you can ignore like the red and yellow here, but trying to get some of them with the same colors as the logo would have, as the town has chosen for the logo. So there's the two different greens. There's a blue, an orange, and I think a yellow that would work for it. So basically, my thought was something along the lines of keeping it very similar. Using the same A, definitely keeping the peak in there, the swipe, whatever you want to call it, and then the outside circle just to kind of frame it up a little bit. So this is kind of one I had. There was another one I threw in there with some different, more of the orange and more of the darker blue colors they had, and then just a couple different variations on that. So something I thought of, whether it was painted or some sort of picture on there behind the A, was kind of my first thought for it. Then I had an idea, just a generic color wheel, just because that kind of you kind of get an idea of color matching and art, artistic, I don't know, color theory and things like that. And so having that in there with that logo, I thought kind of looks good too. And I think a lot of these, the A itself and this whole thing lends itself to T-shirts and hats and other paraphernalia pretty well also. So having that pop of color to kind of set it apart from the actual logo, I think would be good. And then I thought this might be a little bit better, so that the A doesn't get kind of washed out in the middle there. So it's just solid colors versus the light to dark. And then another one here, I obviously drew it, if you can tell. Just like a paint swipe going across from one edge to the other. And these are pretty close to the town colors they had. The green, obviously it's off a little bit. The green, this kind of yellowish orangish, the more burnt orange than the blue color there. So something like along the lines of a paint swipe going across for that peak. And then the last one we kind of thought, actually Bethany had thought of this, or I think it was Bethany, something like this, but with a little paintbrush kind of sticking off the side or somewhere on this, so you could see a paintbrush along with it. So those were the kind of the different designs I had put together, just to kind of have an idea of what it could look like and where to go from there. Not taking too much from the sculpture show. I didn't want to, have a stand with the thing on it. I thought it looked really good, with the swipe with the a sculpture above it. So I think it'd be great if we did something like that as well. But I think having something that's always going to, remind people of Apex is going to go a long way, and kind of keep the branding similar, but also be pretty obvious of what it's for. Something like a paint swipe or obviously paint on the picture too, something like that.
Yeah, these are really cool options. Cool. Yeah, I like them a lot.
Good. I have no idea how to stop sharing.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. It was, I think maybe what we can do, these are really, really great. If you could maybe drop these into our Slack page, I think that would be good, right? So the others, maybe who's not on the line, or people could get a little more time to kind of look at them. And did you reach out to anyone with the town just to make sure these modifications are okay, right? Because I know there's certain things you can do and you can't, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
No, I did not reach out. I don't know if Ewan did or not. This was kind of my first run through to see what would be okay.
So what I told her was we would try and come up with a few kind of proposed ideas, and then we would run them back past her. So I think we're at that phase now where we've got a couple of ideas. I do think that we need text on there that says Apex Public Art somehow. But other than that, I think they're awesome. I don't know.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I think that's great. If you can run it by Stacy and team,
Yeah.
it would be Stacy, right? Yeah, that would probably take a
Yeah.
look at that.
So
That would be terrific. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get an email string going with Sean and send them as attachments to her and sort of so between her, Sean, and I will, by the next meeting, we'll have some feedback, hopefully, I think. Is that all right?
Yeah. And if you could put, again, if there's a few options you could put in Slack, and then we can, especially after maybe you get feedback from Stacy, that would be helpful.
Okay.
I'm putting all these in there now. Sorry, Ewan.
Okay. Super.
Sorry. And maybe if, well, I can probably pick them up from Slack. I was going to say if you could put them in the Google Drive, then it'd be easier for me to pick up from Google Drive.
Sure.
Yeah, either way, either place is fine.
I can do that for you too. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Thanks for putting that together. All right. And last item we had was on the Parkway Artwork. So Bethany.
Yeah, I met with Colleen Moraes, and we talked about the orientation of the barricades, which will be going up on the 29th. And we're going to reuse the six banners that we have already had from last year. And then we're going to, we obviously need to add some more. Last year, there wasn't quite enough to stretch down the entire, more of the barricades. So Tom, Sean, and I painted 3 banners yesterday, and plans to do another one long one. We're going to try and do a little bit longer one. I don't know weather-wise. I was looking at Sunday. I know Sunday there's a chance of rain, so I might go ahead and get it started before then, and just see. Since we have some nice weather for a few days this week, I'm going to try and look at doing that maybe a little bit earlier. But I will, once I have that down, I need to get through today and see when else this week might be able to happen if Sunday looks like rain. But the idea is one long one, and we can tailor it to the length if we need to cut it into a shorter distance. I have to measure the space in front of Mission Market. I'm not sure how long that space is, but the idea is to do one longer one in that stretch. So they'll be.
Sorry, do you know when the parklets go out? Do you know when?
The 29th. The 29th, okay. Which is next Monday. So a week from today. And I think last time Colleen said they had to put them up and they'll fill them. So the fire department will fill them that day, or I think it took a couple days for them to fill the barricades last time. And then I think by the end of the week is when I think it took them a good week to get the grommets put in and put them up for Colleen to do it. So I think I was gonna give her some direction about where to put them. Last time they just kind of put them up at their discretion. I might even go out there and just help her because I think she was doing it on her own to put them out. It wasn't Parks and Rec or Public Works was not the one who was putting them out. So I thought she might like some help doing that, and it might get it up faster if there's more hands on deck. So I can let anybody know if anybody's interested in helping tie up banners on barricades. But I was even going to ask her if she wanted to go ahead and get these 3, but I just figured they might want to go ahead and put the grommets in at the same time. So I can't imagine that it would make it that much faster having these 3 done now, but they look really good. Yeah. I didn't get a picture to post on. I don't have any pictures to put on there from here, but they look nice.
Yeah, thank you for coordinating that at your house, and I hope your driveway survived the.
Yeah, it did. Hopefully, I was actually looking at what days is it not going to be very windy, because the wind, they're giant sails, basically. But I think it'll be great. I mean, with the ones we had from last time, plus the basically 3 plus another 1 really long one, I think that'll be. And this time there's not as much barricades as last time, so there's more parking spots preserved. So I think it'll noticeably look like more banners anyways.
Cool. So this isn't exactly like screen sharing the way it's supposed to be done, but trying to show one there. If you can see that, I don't know if you can even see it.
I can't even see you.
I can't see you.
All right. Well, I'm speaking, but I guess I'm not grabbing the mic in some way, so it's not flipping to me. Anyway. All right. Not sure why.
It looks like your camera's not on. Is that what you're?
It was on earlier. Maybe my bandwidth might have backed it down. So apologies for that. We'll try it again. Aha, there it is. It's back on. So here, we'll try it again here. So there's a little tiny image, itty bitty small image. You can't
Hang on,
barely see that.
I can share them in a second if you want.
There we go. It's a little bigger, not much better. A little bit of color. Oh, well. Okay. So, all right, very good. Thank you for that, Bethany. Any questions for Bethany on that one?
Well, for everyone, do you want me to share those?
No, if you have it handy, sure.
Yeah. All right, give me just a second.
I can add that we missed Jane. Jane was a good tool. I'll have to tell her that.
All right. Okay, how do I share again? I'll never figure Teams out.
It's not as intuitive as some of the others.
All right, can you see this?
There we go. We got it. Yeah.
So there was one. And we try to keep the arc in there as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I can't see that one too though. There we go. There's another one. Another arc.
Nice.
And the last one here.
Cool.
So those are the three we worked on that we was referring to. I'll put those in Slack as well.
Yeah, great. Thanks for the pictures, for being out there, and for coordinating that thing, Bethany. Appreciate it. All right. And that's it for our formal things on the agenda. And let's see, but I will open it if there's anything additional that anyone wants to mention or raise at this time. Okay. Well, if nothing else, we have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Is the second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right. The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it a lot. And we'll talk to you in the coming days and weeks. See you next month.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.